Hello and welcome back to a new video of Adrian's Film Collectibles. Well, for this video I've got something really exciting and I wanted to save it more for today. I had a package turn up yesterday and I thought I'd just leave it for today so I have more time to sort of focus on this, but it's something really exciting and a really rare fine, but it's to do with the 1938 film Swiss Miss, and which is from this DVD, and you can see it's all very traditional costumes that was in the film for Swiss Miss, and I just sat through yesterday and watched it all, and it was absolutely brilliant to see this again. But basically what I've got in here are two original costumes from the film Swiss Miss that were screen used, and a very rare and exciting find. And as soon as I saw them I just had to get a good offer in and snatch them up. So it's the first time for me I got a original costumes from Swiss Miss, or from any particular Laurel Hardy film, but to have costumes or anything that's original from their films is ultra rare. But what made it all the more exciting that they were both available here in the UK, whereas if I bought them from America it would cost a hell of a lot more to get them here. So luckily these two items were from a auction, so they were from an auction here in the UK. So I was lucky enough to get a hold of these. So I thought I'd do this as like an unboxing video. So just to make it a little bit more different, the chap that sold them to me, he deals with like original screen worn costumes, films, etc. And oh, right, here we go. And he was able to get a hold of these. And he's actually got another pair of trousers, I think, and which he did say he's going to let me know about. But right, here we go. Right, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the gloves on because these are two items. One's a lady's corset, which is like a top piece that goes over the top of a shirt, and the other one are men's trousers. So I had to watch the film Swiss Miss, and of course we know Swiss Miss, it stars Laurel Hardy, Della Lynn, Walter Wolfking, and there's also Anita Garvin that's in the film as well. So yeah, it's good to just to recap on the film. So here we go. Right. Okay, so this is the first item. So this is the, I'm just gonna have to take the gloves off again to make it a little bit easier. Then I'll put them back on. But that's the thing, when you're handling anything that's super old, super rare, or original, especially from Laurel Hardy's time, you need to make sure it's all protected. And we do know we got there's a whole load of costumes in the Laurel Hardy Museum here in Ulverston from Swiss Miss. So I will also take these into the Laurel Hardy Museum and get them matched up with all the other costumes, because they do actually have the labels, the same labels on the inside. Wow. Okay, this is super super old. Just put this in the right way around. Wow, this is so real. I'm actually handling this. So just turn this around this way so you can see on the camera. So there we go. So this is the lady's corset, and it's sort of decorated around the shoulder sections and at the front where the buttons are. Obviously where the buttons are, it would have had cords here, but this is the actual scene at the very beginning of the film, before Laurel Hardy's first scene. So this is the hotel scene at the beginning of the film, where there's a whole load of extras wearing these. Wow, I can't believe how small this is. This is just so sort of tiny and petite. And also, you've got to remember, a lot of people back then were smaller. The smaller frames people. I'll just see if I can find the tag. Yeah, so we got, just on the tag there, you've got Hal Roach Studios, which I will put on in more detail in photos, so I need to sort of study it all and go through it all. But that is absolutely incredible. Wow, I can't believe I've got this. This is just amazing, amazing piece. Although it's not direct costumes that Laurel Hardy wore themselves, it's still from the same production, from the same film. Right, okay, so what I'll do, I'll just pop that down there. Right, now we have the next item is a pair of trousers. Now I do know, when I checked in the museum just a few days ago, they have a pair of trousers, cream trousers, and they're the dancer's trousers. That's seen near the end of the film. So here we go. So these are actually really heavy. A lot of the costumes from the production Swiss Miss, it's very heavy material. You look at the jackets that are displayed in the museum, and various tops and trousers and things, the material is very, very thick, sort of cotton material. So so this is a pair of Swiss Miss dancers costumes. Wow. Right, let's just pop this down here. So these are a size 35 waist and a 40 leg. I think it said in the details. But these are almost identical to the ones that are actually on display in the museum. And look at that, that is absolutely beautiful. And there's all sort of flower patterns down each leg on each side, and at the top there, absolutely wonderful. And just on the inside, you've got the Western Costume Company, so Hollywood. So this is where a lot of the costumes from the films of that time period were all made and produced. And as far as I know, just finding out through research, Laurel Hardy's Liberty, the silent Laurel Hardy film, the scaffolding on top of that, the skyscraper where they climb up on top of that, with the building below that, that's the the Western Costume Company. So that's the building below. That's actually in the film. You don't really see it that well in the film, but that's where it comes from. And this is the well, these two costumes were obviously made there, and along with many other production used costumes. Wow, this is just incredible. amazing, absolutely amazing. All different colouring on the stitching on that. It's just incredible. But what I will do, I'll put photos on as well, so everyone can see this in more detail. But this is the first time for me in my collection that I'm able to own two screen used, worn costumes from the Laurel Hardy films, which I've never been able to do before. And what makes this an extra bonus is that they were available here in the UK, which makes it a lot easier, like with posting and all that kind of stuff, etc. Whereas from America, it would have cost an absolute bomb to get hold of. I'll just pop that down there. Wow, that's super exciting. How I can display these, I don't know yet, but I think what I'm going to do next is probably take them into the museum, and then I might do another video with my costumes that I've got here, with the other Swiss Miss costumes that are there in the museum, and then go from there. But this is amazing. Look at that. And it smells really old as well. It's just really old and fragile. So so that is it for this video. I just wanted to do, it's more of an exciting opening boxing video of these two very rare screen used Laurel Hardy costumes, which is the first time to have in my collection. And it sort of goes with more like with my original Stan Laurel items I've got. So it's a great achievement for me, and I'm just super happy with it all. So there it is for this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for watching, everyone. Bye for now.